Hello everybody and welcome back to the channel, and today we are checking out A2A Simulation's Aerostar 600 from Microsoft Flight Simulator. This twin-engine aircraft offers quite the difference into what we are used to, but yet bringing in all those very awesome A2A qualities for Microsoft Flight Simulator. Stick around. If you are interested in any of my tutorial guides for Microsoft Flight Simulator, or simply interested in supporting the channel, consider joining me on Patreon. Patreon subscribers level tier 2 and above have access to all of my guides as well as any future guides that come down the road. Patreon link can be found in the description below. Okay folks, so here we are once again in Microsoft Flight Simulator 2024 with the Aerostar 600 from A2A Simulations. Now, as far as I'm aware, this aircraft is only available for Microsoft Flight Simulator 2024, at least officially supported. However, as always, there's always that chance that it will work with Microsoft Flight Simulator 2020. I just personally have not ran it yet. The installer automatically installed it to 2024, but according to the website, it is 2024 only. So keep that in mind. However, I know that we all have our issues with Microsoft Flight Simulator 2024, and there's a lot of debate on where they are going with this simulator, but we're going to make the best out of it. Given the fact that, unfortunately, guys, I'm going to be very blunt in this one little part of this video, that whether we like it or not, I think that's the direction the world is heading, if you catch my drift as far as flight simulation. I'm sure Microsoft Flight Simulator 2020 will continue to receive updates, but the writing is on the walls, we know where they're headed. So anyway, let's go ahead and start walking through some of this amazing features of this aircraft. I am just starting to do the walk around here. This thing is absolutely fantastic, as you would expect from A2A Simulations. So flap controls, you can see them sort of wiggle, you jiggle it, make sure that it doesn't work anywhere past where it's supposed to. Now, something, I don't know why I found this so amusing, but check this out. Keep an eye on the yoke when we move the ailerons. This is really awesome. You can't see it from there, can you? Let's try from over here. Oh, you know what? I think I have it. Oh, wait, there we go. You can see one right there. Let me get over here. Come on. There we go. Whoop, boop. There it goes. You can see it moving. I don't know why that amused me. It just did. The fact that they are actually interlinked like that, and it demonstrates that in the simulator when you rock the control surfaces. I don't know why. That just amused me. I mean, it's just little details that I think are cool. If you are looking for a well-performing and affordable head and eye tracking solution that works with both webcams and cell phones, then Be My Tracker is the software for you. Be My Tracker boasts a very simple setup and a very large list of customization options that make setting the both eye and head tracking to your desire. The eye tracking makes it very easy to glance down at gauges or look up at mirrors or maybe look over at your wingman when flying in formation, while being able to customize the head tracking to be able to turn your head as far as you wish and possibly be looking behind you at the same time. Be My Tracker currently supports over 200 games and simulators natively, and a vast larger amount in conjunction with the freeware software OpenTrack. Be My Tracker can be purchased on either Steam or on their website for only $30 US, making it one heck of a bang for your buck. They also offer a free demo on Steam if you wish to try it before you buy it. Pick up your copy of Be My Tracker using the link down in the description below. So continuing to work our way around the aircraft, we will talk about a couple other features that are pretty neat on it. Let's walk on over and do our fuel check while we're out here. So I'm not sure why this is already out. I'm actually not crazy about that. Kind of wish that it was something that you had to, pull out or whatever, but just like we saw before, you can check your fuel. Let's take a peek inside the tank. No debris. Throw that back in. Let's go ahead and load up some luggage here. I like, if you guys noticed, that the plane actually sank down a little bit. Yes, I wish that would go away. But this is an early access, if I remember, or early release, I should say, is the better way to describe it. Again, you guys can see the yoke moving again. Same thing with the elevators. The elevators are a lot harder to see the yoke from, but I can't remember how I got it earlier, but I did manage to catch a view where you could see the yoke moving. Was this it? No. I don't remember how I did it, but you guys catch the gist. Check the rudder. Whoa! How did we get over there? Okay, remove the wheel chock. And what's really interesting about this aircraft is it doesn't have a passenger-specific boarding door, which I thought was kind of odd. Everyone sort of has to climb in past the flight seat. And I'm sorry, that's my seat. You don't go climbing over it. But there's really no other way to get into the thing. So I found that to be kind of interesting as well. Let's go ahead and climb on in. Oh, sorry, wrong button. I did that last time too. You guys can see. That's how you'd walk back. Got your air vents you can adjust. Little things like that. Nothing too crazy in this one yet. Alright, let's do a control services check. Make sure everything's free and clear from the cockpit. Sort of a preliminary flight. We're going to take it just sort of around Tucson and bring it back in. Nothing too crazy. Just having a little fun with it. Check out the aircraft. I haven't flown it yet. Let's get the mixture up. Let's get the prop up. And let's start working on getting this aircraft up and running. We will be using Beam eye tracker today, guys. I can't stress it enough. It is my favorite head and eye tracker. I'm not saying it's the best, okay? I think the best is really subjective in this particular category. Not to get off topic for a second, but there are those who really love Tobii. I really love Beam, but I think the biggest thing for me about Beam, I have 3 different setups. I have a combat simulation setup that is to the left of my desk. I have this one here, which I'm using from my desk, and I have the really big cockpit that you guys have seen before. That sits behind me. It's got the big 55s. It's really easy to simply swap it from one to the other without almost any effort at all. All I do is tell the software which camera I'm using, a 2-second, if less, calibration, and you're done, you know, and it makes it really, really easy. And the fact that it can use any webcam, it makes it really cheap. I mean, really the max that you could spend on it if you wanted to go as minimum as possible is the cost of the software, which I think is $20 or $29. And then, hell, you can do it with a $30 webcam, you know. So anyways, it's pros and cons, right? But it does head and eye tracking, so that makes it really nice. But anyway, back to the show. Batteries, left and right alternators, nav lights, beacon lights, fuel on, magnetos, both. All right, and let's do this left engine first. Boost pumps on. Set her to full for a minute. And bring it back down. We're going to turn the boost pump off, theoretically. And let's see if we can't get the left engine to start on the first try. Here we go. Left click and hold. Definitely wanted a lot more fuel than I was anticipating. Let's get it back down to 1,000 RPMs, but we did get it. Okay, let's rinse and repeat. Right engine, fuel boost pump on. And we'll turn this one back on. Bring it down. And we'll see, leave this one on. I haven't ran through the checklists, guys. I'm just having fun with this. Okay, doesn't like that. So let's let it run for a second. And one more time. Come on, baby. I'm gonna turn that boost pump off. I'm worried I'm drowning the engine. There she goes. Definitely a challenge to get started. As should be. Especially when I'm sure I'm not following the procedures quite correctly. Avionics come on. Not much to these. Very simple cockpit, as you guys can see. And let's see here. That's our ADF. Comms. Let's go ahead and exit that. There we go. And our outside temperature, cylinder head temp. So this will be nice if we decide to lean. We're not going to probably be doing much leaning today. We'll go ahead and lean for taxi though. I usually just pull it back just a little bit. Whoa! Wheel brakes. That was interesting. Alright, there we go. Release the parking brake and everything worked fine. Alright, so let's go ahead and get beam going. Boop. There we go. Alright, check car control surfaces, flaps. Okay. Got strobe, cabin. We got landing lights, but no taxi light. Interesting. Putting that boost pump back on for takeoff. Alright, let's fly. Brakes are very touchy. Come on, little lady. Let's go. Let's go. The brakes are super sensitive. Wow. Very sensitive on the brakes. And we have them on an axis, so they shouldn't be quite that sensitive, but I guess it is what it is. Alright, so given the wind direction there, no one really uses the perpendicular runway much anymore, but we're going to use it today because it's perfect crosswind right across. Trying to find a good taxi speed, or good taxi power setting. I mean, it likes to move, man. And it does have the standard EFB right down here if you need it. Here's everything for the Aerostar. Flight information, got your wind just like they had before. Different avionics configurations if you choose. Payload, maintenance requirements. So all that stuff is still in there. But we're interested in how this thing flies. Strobe lights ready to go. Change the time of day just a little bit. It's a little late. I don't want it getting too dark on us while we're out. Now I know A2A Simulations is extremely well detailed and we got to be careful about how we do this, but we're just going to go for it and hopefully it doesn't bite me. No checklist, no run-ups today, just going for it. Because that's overkill. Wow, she gets up and moving. Airspeed alive. There's 50 knots. 60 knots. 70 knots. And rotating. Nice steady climb out. Good rate. Gear coming up. RPMs set at 2500 for climb. Or 25 inches on the manifold pressure. It's always weird for me flying from the external view because I don't ever do it, like ever. Cylinder head temperature warnings. Pulling some mixture off. And we're going to pull our... Actually, we'll just leave it for right now. The RPM's back a bit. There we go, they're coming down. It is very stable in the way it flies, very smooth, very gentle. Reminds me quite a bit of the Duke in the way it behaves. Very clean, sleek design. I really like the way it looks. Alright, let's go for autopilot here. Oh, something tells me I'm missing something. Ah, we are. Idiot. It's funny you get used to some of these things, though. Lock it in our current altitude. Suppose I should have turned that on. Oops. Alright, but we don't have a heading bug. That seems to be working. Helps when you turn the autopilot on. Wow, that is a really stable aircraft for the fact that the autopilot was turned off. That was like ridiculously stable. Well, we were descending, weren't we? Oops. Oopsies. Because that's overkill. Let's do auto trim. That's kind of neat. I promise, next time we'll be better prepared. I do this for a reason, folks. I do this because there were a lot of simmers that, yes, We all have that enjoyment of doing things by the book, by the checklist, but there's also an aspect of, what if I don't enjoy doing that? What if I'm someone who likes to just purchase a high quality aircraft but still want to be able to get up and fly? And so I test the feasibility of that, is the idea behind it. Can you take your knowledge from other aircraft, from other simulations, such as, for example, where I got a lot of this from was just simply from the Piston Duke, understanding, getting an idea of other twin engine aircraft, the Baron G58, for example, from Black Square. I think that's the best rendition of it. And then I take that and I say, all right, well, in this twin engine aircraft, I can do X, Y, Z, and the engine gets started, and I go up and I fly. Same thing with rotation speed. Okay, well, approximately a similar aircraft of this size and weight and design usually rotates between 70 and 80 knots. Can I do the same thing in this? And usually it works out pretty well, and if not, I learn something new. But the idea behind it is, it's something that I always used to love in DCS World too. DCS World, especially with the fast movers, the F-14 Tomcat, the F-16, the F-18, all those aircraft, you purchase them and you want to get in, just go the first time you fly. You just want to get in and fly. You want to feel it. You want to, twist it and turn it and dive it and rip it and grip it, right? There's there's the storage yard. Davis-Monthan Air Force Base in Tucson, Arizona has the largest aircraft storage yard in the world. Anyone who's interested, let's do an orbit around that. Wrong one. But anyway, so that's why I do that. I get in to show you guys what it is truly like. And the problem is, if I go through the checklist and I learn everything and then try to do a video like this, well, that's not realistic. That's not true. And I want you guys to get a genuine experience, especially when you're talking about an aircraft that costs $50. And that's just at the early access price. I don't know if that's going to change later or not, but, so I know it drives some of you crazy when I don't do the checklist and things like that, but I do it for a reason. I do it to get an idea of if you wanted to just get up and fly and try out this new aircraft that you're super excited about, or do you need to sit down and study for half an hour before you can take up and fly? And both are legitimate. Both are valid procedures. Both are things that have a place. This is just can I do it? I'm overkill for a reason, right? Overkill often falls in line with reckless and on the verge of out of control. So, that's just why we do things like this. Check that out, though. And then let's go on over to, where are we at here? Let's go check out Pima Air and Space Museum while we're here. Let's pull those RPMs back a little bit more. Manifold pressure back to 20 inches. What's our current cruise speed at down here? I mean, man, we're at 160 knots. Okay, so there's DM. You gotta bear with me because I always forget where the damn thing is. So wait a minute. If I'm at DM, that means that is Kolb Road, which means that way. Actually, I turned the wrong way. I need to go to the right and quickly. Davis-Monthan, there it is right there. Pima Air and Space Museum, right there. You can already tell by looking at it, that's a very old photo of it. Like right here, there is a large hangar where that is now. That's where the B-17 is now. You actually have a B-36 parked out here, for those of you who are familiar with that aircraft. The B-36 was the first aircraft to ever reverse under its own power. Blew everybody away. If you guys have never seen a B-36, go to Google right now and look up the B-36. Monster of a plane. It was a Cold War strategic bomber. It was designed to carry nuclear ordnance across the seas to our friends across the ocean, if you catch my drift. Definitely scary times. Glad that those particular times are over. For the moment, anyway, right? Let's hope it stays that way. But really, really cool. If you guys are ever in Tucson, be sure to check out Pima Air and Space Museum. Absolutely wonderful museum. And I actually, I believe that now it has recently become the largest air museum in the world too. So we have the largest aircraft storage yard, and we have the largest air museum. So pretty cool. Definitely a reason to come check out Tucson, guys. And of course, yours truly lives out here, so if you're ever in the area, make sure that you give me a shout. I'm thinking about trying to set up, for those of you who are already in Tucson, So you're trying to set up some sort of meet and greet kind of thing, maybe at the Air Museum, have a little fun. Get some lunch, go wander around the museum. Thought that'd be kind of fun. Let's see what we got. Did I make that turn too tight? Where are we now? Oh, there it is. Okay, there it is, right at the top. How are we doing on our course heading? There we go. Let it come this way a little bit, and now let's swing it on the perpendicular. We should pass right over it. Anyway, the aircraft is absolutely stunning. This thing is performing beautifully. Cylinder head temperature is back under control when we pulled the RPMs back, so that's a good to go. We're still at full mixture, but I mean, we're not very high up right now. You got to remember, Tucson itself is at 2,600 feet elevation, roughly, give or take, time of day, depends the time of year, kind of thing. But the aircraft itself is solid, man, absolutely solid. Really, really enjoying this. I could turn the pitot heat on, but there's really no need. I think outside air temperature, gosh, I bet you it's probably still close to 100 degrees. All right, let us take control back of the aircraft, and let's fly her home. See what it's like to land this thing. All right, so we are going to turn off the autopilot, leave the autopilot switch on, but my aircraft. One last run over the airbase. A little lower this time. Pretty awesome stuff. And for those of you who don't know, Transformers 2 Revenge of the Fallen, where they met up with, I can't remember his name now, the SR-71. It was filmed right out there. When they were outside and the grumpy old man hits the C-130 and breaks the wing off it, or it was either the wing or the tail, but it was filmed right there. Literally. Let's see here. Yeah, literally right about there is where it was filmed. Which is funny because they literally left the... Remember, I cannot remember his name and it's driving me crazy. It's right on the tip of my tongue. Jetfire. He bursts out of the Smithsonian, and then all of a sudden they're out here at DM. It's like, that does not compute. Alright, there's our... It's going to be on a long final. Let's start pulling some power off again. Let's get into the flap arc. Right on the edge, but I think we're safe to go for it. I'm going to go ahead and set flaps 1. There we go. Set right on the edge of it. Let's get those landing lights back on. Ooh, don't want to go that low, huh? Alright, we're going to go ahead and go gear down. Ugh, I feel like we're too soon for gear. Oh, there's the gear horn, so what the hell? Gear coming down. There we go. Now we're losing speed. Alright, far out. Quickly at that. Prop coming back in. Make sure it's at full rich. Flaps full. Something tells me this thing just falls out of the sky when you get to where you need to be. Stay on it. There we go. Oh, whoa! Wow, what happened there? Holy crap. Oof. I don't know what happened there, but the last second there, man, that left wing stalled quick. Oof. Bad flying on my part. Crap. Damn. Did I blow a tire? I don't know if that's even modeled, but damn, at the rate that I slammed that left side down. Not one of my best performances for sure. Alright, let's get those landing lights turned off. Strobe light off. Alright, let's bring it back over. So, all in all, fantastic aircraft. And absolutely you can get in for the most part, jump and fly it. However, I can tell just by the little things there, we're definitely going to want to walk through the checklist, walk through the log or the books, and get the numbers right for this aircraft. But all in all, you can just jump in and fly. That was a ton of fun to fly. I thoroughly enjoyed that. Handles absolutely gorgeously. Just perfectly gorgeous. And by the way, I just do want to make it clear, guys, I was not solicited for this review. I purchased the aircraft with my own money. After flying the Comanche, I knew that I was going to want this, and I absolutely love twin-engine aircraft, so that was the other kicker right there. Oh, hey, you are pushing back, sir. What are you doing? Why are you pushing back is the bigger question. But let's go... I guess we'll put it over here. I don't want to really be behind one of the jets. The brakes are really sensitive, but I mean, I suppose at the end of the day, that's something that could be adjusted with inside of the controls of Microsoft Flight Simulator, but they are very, very sensitive. Alright, that's good enough for me. Let's pull that. Oop, nope, that one. Pull the parking brake there. And let's bring left engine out. Or right engine, excuse me. Okay. Magneto's off. Fuel boost pumps off, which I forgot to turn off when we took off, but that's alright. Shit happens. Oh, wrong one. Gosh darn it. That was just bad clicking. I'm sorry, guys. Auto trim off. And let's pull that left engine down. There we go. She's out of there. Same things. Lights off. Props down. Anything that I touch, let's go ahead and turn off. And let's deboard the plane. Alright guys, and so that is the A2A Simulations Aerostar 600. Absolutely wonderful aircraft. Keep in mind this is an early access version of the plane too. It is stated so on their website, but I think that this is something that's going to really come into a gorgeous, gorgeous addition to the sim. I guess we can't do... What is that? What is that? Am I grabbing on... Oh, that's what I'm grabbing on. Okay. What is this stuff? Isn't that for the tie down? Maybe we can't tie down because of where we are? That would make sense. But no, that's the tie down. So what is that? Can't seem to do anything with it, but I can sure as hell grab onto it. Huh, weird. Anyway, alright folks, as always, I hope you guys enjoyed the video. Be sure to hit that like and subscribe if you did. Stay tuned for the next one. Stay safe and healthy. I'll see you soon.